If you've watched hundreds of videos about business and about how to make money online, but you're still broke, this video is going to piss you off. I'm going to tell you that right now, because what I'm going to tell you in this video and what I'm going to call you out on is the real reason why you haven't got started yet. And it's not what you think. So I just got off a call with a guy who is interested in working with me as his one-on-one mentor. And I was like, okay, cool. And he ended up getting started and working with me. But when we dove into a little bit more about his story and like what he was experiencing right now, he had been trying and looking into ways to make money online, just analyzing business gurus and make money online content for 6 months. And the funny part is I couldn't even blame him for this because I was in the exact same position. I actually did that as well for about 6 months. And I started thinking, like, while I was on call with this guy, I was really thinking like about the fact that like probably 90% of people who start making money online and who get into this space are experiencing the same exact thing. He said he watched everything under the sun, like lifestyle videos, then there's actual like genuine value videos, then there's like all these different business models. He was looking into trading, drop shipping, sales, copywriting, and he was like really trying to decipher which one he should do. And so this is the problem, and this is the main contention of why I'm creating this video. You are not lacking information. In fact, you have all the information on the planet. You can go through YouTube and you can literally find thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of videos about how to make money. You can use ChatGPT. You can ask it, what are the best business models? You have all the information on the planet. You're drowning in information. One guy goes and tells you to go do dropshipping. The other tells you to go do affiliate marketing. The other tells you to go do day trading or crypto. You have so many different competing forces. And what this does for a beginner is it keeps them stuck, not trying anything and not actually seeing any substantial progress in any of them. And I even came across the exact problem when I was first getting started with making money online about 4 years ago. When I first got into the space in 2021, I ran into the same exact problem. Now, you have all these different people telling you to go do all these different business models and giving you advice, but what's important to understand is the business model they're telling you to do isn't the business that they actually run. So you have this guy that tells you to go do affiliate marketing, this guy that tells you to go do dropshipping, this guy that tells you to go do day trading. But the reality is a lot of these people make their money by selling coaching programs and online courses. And if you really look at what they're doing instead of what they're telling you to do, you'll understand that that is the real business model. I came to this realization as well when I was a young man first trying to get into starting to make money online. And I'm like, holy shit, after failing with like 3 or 4 different business models, all these people are just selling a course, and this is how they make the majority of their money. And instead of bitching and complaining about it, I started to think about it from a slightly different angle of how I could capitalize on this. Because like for me, I was 18 and I was broke. Like there's no way that I was going to create a course or a coaching program. Like what the fuck was what would I even talk about? What would I even sell? Like it wouldn't make any sense at all. And same goes for you as well. Like you can't just go out and create a course or a coaching program and just like lie about your earnings or how much money you make and just like try to flex on all these people. Like that's immoral. That's not just. The realization that I came to is instead of trying to be the guru, you should work for the guru. And this exact framework, this exact idea, and this exact thought process is exactly what led me down the path of doing high ticket sales. And it's exactly as well what this guy was telling me before he started working with me on the call. He said he was watching all these different business models, seeing all these different videos, and just watching hours and hours and hours of business content, only to eventually realize that everybody is just selling a course or a coaching program. And instead, you have to realize that that really is the best business model. But he couldn't start one. He would have nothing to actually offer or sell. And so instead, he should do something like high ticket sales where he can go in, instead of trying to be the guru, he can work for the guru. And as well with something like sales, it gives you the ability to learn high income skill sets, which is obviously very valuable. If you don't know already, the 2 most foundational skill sets that you can ever learn on the planet are marketing and sales, because basically this is how the entire economy runs. And if you learn one or both of these 2 skills, you will always be rich and always make money. And so this is exactly what I did when I first got started in the space. I started off as an appointment setter, which is very easy. Literally all you do, you take this phone that you have right here, you go and work for an influencer, and you're just sending messages on their behalf. So for me, it was literally logging into Instagram and Go High Level, which is just like a platform that organizes the DMs on Instagram. And I was just typing messages all day. When I had time, I was sending DMs and I was setting appointments. And I was doing this while being full-time in college and while working part-time as a lifeguard. So I was able to squeeze it into a very busy schedule. With this alone, I started making anywhere from 3 to 5K per month. And that gave me the confidence and the ability to go all in. And that's when I decided to drop out of college, quit my job as a lifeguard, and really just go all in and spend my entire day doing sales. And very quickly from there, I started hitting 15K per month by doing closing and appointment setting as a hybrid. It's not sexy at all. It's not flashy like trading or drop shipping, but it really does work. You see, and this might come as a reality check for a lot of you guys, because all these different business models, they're very flashy. They're very attractive. People make it seem very, very sexy. Like people making 5K in a day trading or making 10K in one massive trade. Like that's very flashy and very sexy, and it's very appealing to people. And I understand why you're potentially interested in doing something like that. Well, you got to understand at a certain point though, and maybe you have to fail with some of these to actually learn this, but the boring stuff is what works. What you have to understand is that the flashy stuff and that the sexy stuff, it can work, but it's a lot riskier. And so instead, what's a lot better to do is to look at the foundations of what has worked for decades now and what continues to work into the future, which is doing sales. And this is the perspective shift that I needed after failing with like 3 or 4 different business models to get to where I am today. Now, when I was on call with this guy, he told me a couple other things that really resonated and really made me understand that this guy was actually going to be successful. One of the other things he told me is that he wanted to work with me as his mentor because he knew that I could help him avoid a ton of the mistakes that he would go through if he just went through this whole thing on his own. I literally told this guy to his face, you probably could succeed without me. You could just go down this route entirely without me, without any of my one-on-one help. You just find YouTube videos, you use ChatGPT, and you just learn how to do it yourself. But the problem is whenever you run into problems or issues, you won't know how to overcome that, whereas I know exactly how to overcome it because I've been through the same thing. And I commended him. I called him a smart kid for this because the reality is most people fail years trying stuff on their own and never actually seeing any success because their ego is in their way. There will be a certain point that you will run into unless you literally just want to figure it all out yourself and spend decades and years just wasting time where you have to spend money to make money. For me, I invested into a mentor that was able to accelerate my process. And then it's the exact same thing with this guy that I was on call with. Obviously, I don't like work with people for free and help people entirely for free besides the YouTube content that I give you guys. But he understood that eventually he would just have to bite the bullet, spend a little bit of money, and now he's working with me to help him speed up the process. And he's committed now to actually making remote sales and high ticket sales work. And what happens is when you spend money like that, you're actually forced to do good work and actually make it work because you want to get your money's worth. It's like if you go to a free gym, you're not going to take it as serious. But if you start spending $100 a month on a gym membership, you actually want to get your value or your worth out of that $100 that you spent. Like I invested $3,000 into a mentorship when I only had 5 or 6K saved up, and it scared the piss out of me. But I had to do it, and it got me to where I am today. So I know this video is a little bit all over the place, but there's a couple notes and a couple reminders. Number one, you don't need to consume all this business content. There has to be a certain point where you just decide to put your foot down and actually start taking action. And when you start doing that, just literally pick one thing. Like I would recommend doing sales, and this is what I say to most beginners. I think it's the best thing objectively that you could be doing. But even if you want to do drop shipping or trading super, super bad, literally just pick that one thing and just go all in on that one thing. The reality is people have made a lot of money trading. People have made a lot of money with drop shipping. And so it can work. Is it the best for a beginner? No. But if you really want to do something like that, just pick that one thing and go all in on that one thing. Like promise me right now watching this video, whatever business model that you pick, whatever that you decide to do next, stick to it for at least 6 months. I dare you to do it. And you probably won't do it unless you actually spend money and commit to it. If you're somebody that wants to make anywhere from 5 to 10K per month, guaranteed in high ticket sales, I have connections to all the top influencers that are constantly hiring sales reps for their business. Inside of my one-on-one coaching program, I post anywhere from 10 to 25 job opportunities per day for students to go in and apply to. So I'll teach you the skill. I'll get you to a point where you can actually go in and crush it with these businesses. Then I'll show you how to apply. I'll show you how to connect with these people. I'll show you how to crush the interview. And then once you start landing that position and you have the opportunity to start making money, I'll show you how you can perform inside of that so you can crush it. Obviously, there's work required on your end, but basically I handhold you through the entire process of getting to 5 to 10K per month in something like high ticket sales. And so if you're interested in that, you can book a call with myself down below where you and I can talk a little bit more about what that would look like. If you're not quite ready for that yet, just check out a ton of other videos on my channel. No worries at all. Check out my Instagram as well, where we have a ton of student wins. But hopefully you guys got some value out of this video, and you guys take care and have a fantastic rest of your day.